Yeah, this looks pretty suave. Yep. Yep, I'm digging that. Bria's a good healer, but not a good DPS from the warrior, expert raider in your group. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make like I think I'm gonna make a video this weekend, a build video, because I made build videos all the time on ESO, but I've been trying to get more confident in knowing more things so I can make a build video in this, and I think I can for this guy now.
Grab a coffee, it's the morning. We stayed up
Hey,
way
Zimmy!
too late, it's the morning. Have some coffee, or tea. Good morning.
Did you make your own build for the Gale Shot? Yeah. Well, pretty much for this guy, it's Berserker all the way. Put everything as Berserker. You're going power. And it's just mostly kind of showing my setup of things. It's very much... you're laying down all of your instrument stuff, getting back those things with all of your weapon stuff, and then these just, oh my gosh, help you out and the group out so well. And I play this more as a PvE, world overall, so just because I don't do a lot of strikes and raids in here. But the F setups are all you need once you've got, like, your 3 notes. So hitting stuff is going to build those notes back, and then each one of these is going to give a note back as well. And it's one of those things that whichever instrument you start with is the one that's going to be the focus. So if you want to focus damage, you start with this one with the 3 notes. And then go through. If you want to go with vulnerability and confusion, boom, you start with 2. If you want to go with some more vulnerability, but you want to daze, you want to stun, like that, you would go with the drum. If you wanted to go with heals, as being basically whatever has the 3 is going to be, and then you click whichever instrument, that's the one that's going to be the one that lasts for a while. Yeah. So then I've got the residual of the harp. So I've got residual healing going on. And then you match those with, like, Traherne.
Born son, burden he bore.
Traherne gives stability to the group and stuff. And look, just by clicking him, I get all my 3 notes back. It's a really good setup. Like I said, I think it's a lot of button mashing, but in a kind of control-ish way. That basically you just go down your scale, which, I don't know, maybe that feels, weird to some people, but it kind of makes sense for me that you're just going down the scale. I just go, when I'm ready to go, stuff like that, I go 1, F1, F2, F3, F4, and then get my big crescendo. Boom, and that kills most of the things in the area. All my notes are up, so now I'm just doing regular hitting, regular stuff like that. Then, if I want to pair that with my other stuff, the ones that I picked, this one goes along with giving me more power, fury, and there's the quickness for everybody. This one gives a little bit of Aegis shielding and movement speed. You get 2 of those, which is nice. And then you get the stability and the resistance with that. And then, this is up all the time. The Tale of the August Queen, that thing that does the big distortion for the bubbles around there to 5 different targets, that is only 75 seconds, and I find that 75 seconds to go by really fast. So I feel it's up a lot of the time, so I can give that to the group. So when I was doing the meta stuff like that, I was giving that to the group like all the time and stuff. So yeah, so you can get back all of your stuff, you know, by doing this, or you can pop these off because while these are going, each one of these, like this one is going to give you notes for the lute, the drum, and the harp is the one I picked. You can do Scarlet, which does one with a Torrent one, but I didn't like that one as much. So, and I like the Traherne one more. So when I'm really going at it and all the stuffs are up, I can pop the lute, the flute, the drum, the harp, give me some original here, do that pop, and then I get my speeds, then I get my shielding, get my bubble up, boom, and then, now look at this. And I'm all really set to go. I can do another guitar. You'll get that. Now I can just do my regular hits. Doing all my stuff. Yeah, and then everything's all back up again. And boom. All that done. Get my speed, get my stuff, get Traherne up there. And then boom. Do my symphony. My crescendo. Yeah. It's really because the crescendo is built upon having the most amount of instruments. Yeah, so the more instruments, the more so like that. So I really find that the best weapon with this is the spear. So I see the spear as being more the main weapon than the greatsword. Greatsword is awesome, but we know the greatsword for a mesmer is a long distance kind of thing. Where this works out so great with the... Hey, welcome back, Valiant. It works out so great with having the spear. To get all the stuff back. And like I said, you see, I don't even need to get that to get all of my stuff back. I was kind of explaining it a little bit because we're talking about builds of, you know, what I'm kind of doing with all the stuff. That I'm just going down the list like I'm playing a scale pretty much.
Oaths and lessons, never forsaken.
And then I'm doing all my things. Yeah. Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Yeah, hits really good. Hits really good if you're surrounded. And then, if you've got a little bit of distance on you, like I said, you can, because these are closely like 360, stuff like that. You do have your Defiance Breakers, or you got 2 Defiance Breakers, which is great. You know, on there. And you could just go, if you wanted to do just your sword and stuff, you can do your F1 just to give you a little bit more power, 7 to get you even more power, and then, you know, shunk. And then throw it out there. Streak! Yeah. So yeah, like I said, great survivability, jack of all trades. Really much, you know, liking how everything feels in there. You know, my setup is going down to the bottom one to give the drum has an additional kick off it. So if I hit the drum, boom, and it's that, and after delay, boom, goes off again. That's really nice. I've got the shredding lute has like an additional wave. Also, the other thing that I've noticed is that it is not fully on directional, because if there's nothing in front of you, it'll go and hit things on the sides. Yeah. It'll go out like sideways and stuff like that and hit things, or heal people, because it does a damage and a heal, which is kind of cool. Harmonize. And then I go to the Fortissimo, so after using a crescendo, gain a note every interval for a duration. Gain increase attributes for each instrument you have playing. Yeah. So yeah, so it's actually increase, and when I hit it, I've got 4 instruments playing. Yeah, so that's going to be 16% attribute increase. So, what actually is your attributes? When they say attributes, are they talking about the bonuses that they're giving you? Okay, so everything, so in my power and all that stuff, it'll give me all kinds of bonuses. So like if I... So let's see, if I do one that's a non-power one, and then I hit that. 2664. Is that going to go down a little bit? That goes away. Oh yeah, it's actually called attributes, isn't it? Oh, there it goes. Then it went down. Yep. 2562. Okay. Yeah, other games that attributes have different meanings. Ah, there you go. Fantastic. So, if I've got everything rocking... Hold on, let's get everything rocking. We do there, we do there, we do there, we do there. And then we hit our crescendo. There we go. Oh, it was up at 2.7 for a second. Yeah. That is awesome. Yeah. So that's why I picked those. Awesome. Yep. Yeah, so the more instruments you got out there, the better. That's why I kind of just do them in a row. And the one that I want to focus on is the, is the loot, is the damage. Because that, the residual playing of it, adds to all of those extra stats and conditions and everything that it shows right there. So, yeah. Really, really amazing. Yep. Love it, love it, love it. So, yeah. Kind of jack of all trades, does a lot of great things, helps out the group, gives you a lot of survivability, gives you a lot of damage. And like we were talking earlier, so like that might be overtuned. I don't mind, because right now it feels really, really great to play. Yeah. Like I said, for utilities, I picked the Tail of the Soul Keeper, so I can get that extra might, fury, and quickness. I do the Honorable Rogue, which you get 2 hits of that, of Aegis, and you get some speed buffs. Traherne with the stability. And it's my stun break, which is great. And then my Tail of the August Queen. Ooh, look at this. Can we actually show a little bit of battle? Here we go! Let's go do it.
Hey, help us out. Buster.
I gotcha. I get into the middle of things here. Sky scale. Boom, boom, boom. Give me something. Boom.
Strong.
I know I'm just killing rats. It's okay.
Sky Shard.
Sky Shard.
Kill them all.
Yeah, love it.
Fangs out. Blade sharp.
And then I can switch to this thing.
I poop out the window.
Juju going crazy. What's up? Boom, boom, boom.
That feels good.
Plague Doctor. Kill 10 rats. Look at that. What else is around? Here we go. And boom, we survived. Playing the loot. We did the things. Yeah, so it's really great. Awesome. Well, you know what I got to do now? I think I had a pretty good explanation. I wanted to do kind of like a build video, you know, for this of what I'm using and stuff. And I think because of all those wonderful sound effects, I've got to now make it my YouTube video. I got to do it. So I think the last thing that I hadn't looked at yet was just the gear. Like I said, for the gear, I just, you could use exotic, you could use ascended, you could do, you know, whatever you got, just make it berserker to go into that power, precision, and ferocity. Get all that stuff. I love greatsword, and I really think the spear is the way to go. But you can have different options within that. You know, it really doesn't matter because this is kind of the main thing. You just want stuff that's going to build that up. But even if you don't have the greatest of things to build that up, you got these that are going to build it up over there. You know, I like the greatsword because it's a good range attacker. I love, you know, how the skills look for the spear. You know, but I think you got a lot of options of what you could do in there. So whatever, you know, kind of works for you, you know, with that. So, yeah. And then, like I said, all of, you know, I've got to send it everything over here and stuff. But you can mix and match and do whatever, and I think you'd be fine. Just make sure it's all berserker, so it goes into that stuff. And you're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to have a lot of fun on the build. Any food you want to have, anything that's going to help out with power and stuff, it's going to be great. What else? What am I missing? What are the usual things that they put into a thing? They show kind of the stats a little bit. I don't really have any good, like, crazy food on. We'll put a little bit of food on there. That'll help out a few things in there, showing you your little food buffs. And that, but, yeah. Doing, you know, crazy. I just got this coat, too, which is really awesome. I got the coat, which is awesome. Oh, I'm using also the Infiltrator. I should say that as well. I'm using the Infiltrator just because it's also a lot cheaper than the Dragon Hunter one. Dragon Hunter probably would be the best, but you're still getting power and precision out of this. You know, what relic? The relic I'm using right now is still the Thief. I've had that from before, so I think that's a solid choice. So if you've had it from before stuff, but there's other ones out there that, you know, may apply to that. Yeah, I like that one. So anything pretty basic like that'll work for your strike damage. Yeah. So, yeah, so that. And then I think what I can do, I think this is the thing, that I can actually take my equipment stuff, copy, template. I think I can put that in the description down below. So I'll put that in the description down below along with my setup here. I'll do that copy, the build template, and put that out so you guys can try it, you know, in there. So I'll put that in the description as well. Underwater is actually exactly the same. All the things go underwater. Oh, that's one of the really cool parts about this, because I was just like, oh, you know, underwater combat's always a little kind of, you know, rough and stuff like that. You can do all your instruments underwater. It's crazy. All your instruments you can do underwater. You only get to the single water. Oops. This way. Yeah, all of your stuff you can do underwater. Hello. That looks amazing. I love it. Yeah, so you're very powerful underwater. I like it a lot. Yeah. All right, everybody. I think that's a kind of a good showcase. If I'm forgetting anything or something like that, leave a question down in the comments below. I'll answer them as best as I can. And like I said, I wasn't kind of planning on making this into a YouTube video, but we were talking about it. You know, we're talking about, you know, what kind of build, what we'd be using. You know, what am I using with this setup? And this might change as we learn more things and as they patch some stuff or do whatever with that. But for right now, just kind of a lot of fun playing our scales on our Troubadour and doing a lot of good damage and stuff. So, hope you enjoyed this. My first build for Guild Wars 2 and my Troubadour, and I'm loving it. So I hope you are enjoying it too. So, all right, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye. And scene. There we go. That's really good that all skills work underwater, right? Isn't that awesome? So you don't have to make any changes.